Now, as power outages persist, residents of Northriding in the north of Johannesburg have been left in the dark for lengthy periods. Disgruntled community members took to the streets last night, blockading roads and burning tires after suffering through almost an entire day without electricity. Residents allege those meant to ensure service delivery are absent while people suffer. Let's take you live there now, where we find our reporter Bafedile Moirane. Bafedile, it looks like they've been able to clear up what was happening there a little earlier on, but tell us what residents were telling you.
Certainly, Masejo, the situation at this point in time is relatively calm, but quite different to what the residents are saying. They are very much furious and frustrated, having to say that for the past 3 years they have been encountering the constant power cuts with no long-lasting solution from the authorities. Earlier on, when we arrived here, we saw City Power officials having to fix the problem that was encountered, but at this point in time, the electricity, it is not yet restored, having to leave residents here to suffer the greatest brunt since Monday in the early hours of the morning. Hence, we saw them taking matters to the streets, having to burn tires along the street behind us here, and also with other debris that include the stones and the bricks. Residents are saying that enough is enough at this point in time, because they've been complaining and nobody is listening to their cry. The businesses also are said to be suffering from this. Most of the shopping centers here are relying, on other alternatives at this point in time. Quite a serious concern that is really forcing them to dig deeper from the pockets to ensure that the generators are running well so that they can keep their businesses running. Earlier on, we saw the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, Kabelo Gwamanda, being on the ground here in Northriding, having to highlight that they understand the plight and they have appealed to residents to exercise patience. But the residents are saying that patience for how long? When is the exact time that we are going to find a long-lasting solution to the issue? But the mayor has acknowledged the problem, having to say that he is actually blaming his predecessors and also having to blame them on the issue of poor planning when it comes to housing developments, because he's saying that they did not consider the power grid capacity. At this point, it is now failing to cater for all the households in this area. Let us listen to what Kabelo Gwamanda had to say to us earlier on.
Be constructive conversations, with, in particular, the Department of Development Planning. And in every area that you seek to improve upon, there has to be approvals. And those approvals need to be considerate of certain challenges that might emanate from certain decisions that you make. It is an issue with the infrastructure overload in this area, and it's impacting negatively on the service delivery, but it's not due to a lack of budget or an aging infrastructure. It's a lack of, it's in fact poor planning, and prioritizing the need for housing, because the area is an affluent area and it's people that can afford. And property developers need to be given an opportunity. As an economic hub, there has to be provision, or you need to create an environment conducive for business to thrive. But I guess our predecessors did not preempt the fact that we'll be faced with such challenges in the current. But we are tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that we mitigate in the immediate, and we also deploy long-term solutions that would prevent future occurrences of this nature.
And Bafedile, the councillor, what is he saying?
He's saying that he is actually sharing the sentiments with the residents on the ground, having to blame the municipality for failing them for quite some time. He's also saying that enough is enough. He's calling to government to take an action now, because on numerous occasions he has been in engagements with City Power, but there is no solution at this point in time. Masego, let's listen to what he actually said to us.
The issue is an overloaded system, a crumbling system, Something that I've addressed with City Power 3 years ago, 2021 already, where they were then saying that they were going to take a certain section off, and then there's Kaya Sands and Northriding Agricultural, take it off our grid, and they were going to put a new substation in. I explained to them at the time, a substation will cost X amount and take 3 years to build. We don't need it. We have the capacity at Olivedale, which they didn't even realize, but then once I got them to check, they realized it. And then we just needed to put in a cable and a main switching station at the intersection of Malibongwe and Witkoppen. They said, oh, this is fantastic. I said, yeah, it takes a third of the money, it can be done in a year, and let's go. Well, it still hasn't started. These are the things that I'm battling with.
All right, Bafedile Moerani live for us in Northriding. Let's leave it there for now.